After some extensive research online, I've discovered that there's a few things that people have tried in order to help with ME. One of the things is something called LDN, but unfortunately, because I'm in the UK, it turns out there's only one place that you can actually get it from in the whole of the UK, and that is a pharmacy in Glasgow, which is a little bit difficult as I live in London. So I have opted for a thing called D-Ribose. Have a look at that. Okay, now I've read loads about this, and there are numerous doctors that have suggested that this is a good supplement to take. I will try and explain it in the most simple terms possible, because from what I've read online, there is so many times where people have explained it in kind of scientific terms, and I'm a bit like, what? So I will just explain it in layman's terms as I understand it. Basically, the body makes up, it's a type of sugar, but not the kind of sugar like a lot of people with me make the mistake of loading up on sugar and caffeine in an attempt to kind of try and keep themselves awake. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter how much sugar you have. It doesn't matter how much coffee you take. It will not help at all. So if you've got ME and you're trying to overload on caffeine, just don't bother. It's not going to help you. All it's going to do is make you like unhealthy generally. There's also a lot of stimulants that people use that kind of end up giving them, like, you know, the palpitations type thing, but it doesn't help like with an actual like ME, the actual ME, what's the word I'm looking for? See, this is very typical of someone with ME. Word finding, very simple word. I know this word. Symptoms, ME symptoms. I'm not going to edit that out because it's important for people to actually see what we go through. Okay, so the sugar that's in your muscles is one that the body naturally makes. So if you do some exercise and you spend this sugar, then your body will reproduce it. But in a normal person, they will reproduce it approximately every 10 seconds. But in someone with ME, you actually reproduce it. It takes you up to a minute to reproduce it. Even just reading that online made me want to cry, because I was like, there is a doctor sitting there going, I have studied this thing and it shows a physical display of ME, because a lot of people actually still really don't believe it exists and we're all just lazy. Yeah, alright, I'm sitting in my pyjamas on an afternoon, but you know what, it's my day off and I'm trying to recuperate some energy, so I don't care. And this doctor, basically, she's discovered, well, not necessarily she discovered it, I don't know if she discovered it, she just wrote about it. And yeah, she discovered it takes us up to a minute. So that's why some, like, you know, you'll notice someone with ME will... I never used to talk like this. And when I am not going through such a hard time with ME, I don't talk like this. I can talk normally. But it takes me a lot longer to find what it is that I'm talking about. And the same goes for it physically as well. So in terms of like exercise and walking and stuff. So this sugar... it is a natural one that the body produces, but some lovely people have managed to take this sugar and put it in a supplement. Yay! So, I mean, I'll just read what it says in here. It says, promotes energy production and healthy cardiovascular function. I have read loads about this, and I have found that there seems to be, like, doesn't seem to be any sort of risk of side effects. It's not like, you know, some supplements you take, there seems to be like side effects with things like, I don't know, I can't think of an example now. But this one all seems to be positive because it's good for your heart as well. It's good for your energy. Oh, I need that, that's for sure. Lots of other people have been taking it online, mainly in America, and I'm guessing that's because people in England are not necessarily told about this. I definitely wasn't told about this. And it seems to have really positive results. More than 2/3 of people that did a trial, a proper clinical trial with it in the US, reported that it worked, and that the results of energy levels were increased in the people that it worked on by between 35% and 65% more energy each day. And even 35% doesn't sound like a lot, but for someone with ME, 35% more energy, that's the difference between me like getting up and eating my dinner or sitting here going hungry because I just do not have the energy to make my dinner. You know, that's like, I mean, I've employed a cleaner to come once a week because I just can't lug the Hoover around anymore. You know, these are genuine day-to-day activities that you just can't do anymore. Even to the point where when I was having a particularly hard time with it, I used to have really long hair. It was like really long. It's beautiful, but it just got to the point where I didn't have the energy to have a shower and wash my hair and like dry it and style it. I just couldn't. So I kind of used to have to make the decisions between doing it, which meant that invariably, because my hair is kind of like less important than general hygiene, it would mean that my hair would get really greasy and disgusting. And I eventually, excuse me, I eventually made the decision to cut my hair really short to make it easier to manage. I did, however, donate it to the Little Princess Trust, so at least there was a positive out of having to cut all my beautiful hair off. Little Princess Trust is making real hair wigs for kids with cancer, so at least I was able to have a positive out of such a horrendous negative. Sorry, I know cutting your hair short is not the worst thing in the world, but I love my hair, so it's a hard thing. It may not be the worst thing in the world, but it is a really hard thing to deal with because, you know, of the reason I had to do it. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, it's a massive tangent I just went off on then. Yeah, so I'm really hoping that this thing works. I'm not someone who tends to fall for, what's the word? No, I don't know. I'll come back to that. I don't fall for a whatever it is word I'm looking for. I bet you're shouting it at your screen. So yeah, because there's lots of things that people said when I first got it. They were like, oh, we'll try vitamin D, try this, try that. And I've got a full-blown drawer full of supplements that I've tried and made no difference to me. So, placebo. Thank you. So clearly I'm not someone who falls for a placebo. Unfortunately, I quite happily take something that makes no difference to me, but believe it makes a difference to me, and therefore it does make a difference to me. So, D-Ribose. What is recommended by most people that I've read online, the doctors, and in particular this doctor that seems to really know what she's talking about, is 15 grams a day. 15 grams a day. Now, I've ordered online, they've got it on a powder form and the tablet form, like a capsule. The capsules have arrived first. I'm not sure because the powder form, I'm not sure if I'm going to like the taste or not, and I might struggle with, if you don't like the taste of something because you've got to have 15 grams of it, might be a bit hard, so I've got the capsules as well. However, I've realised the capsules contain 700 milligrams per capsule, and you've got to have 15 grams a day. So that means I would have to take, I'll show you these as well. That means that I would have to take up to 21 of these in a day to equate the same, to equate to that amount. I mean, look at that. That's massive. Smells nice though. Yeah, it's 21 of these a day. Yeah, might go through them pretty quick if I only take these. I am going to get started now. I'm not going to wait for the powder. I just want to get started. So it does mean that I will be taking a lot of pills. I'll be rattling. But I will be recording how I'm feeling on a daily basis. And I will be recording the ups and the downs. And fingers crossed there are due to be more ups and downs. And I will let you know. Here I am the day before starting, and I feel crappy as usual. I've had a lot of pain. I get waking up during the night because my legs are cramping. I have that feeling of hollow leg. I'm hoping if you've got, no, I'm not hoping that if you've got ME you know what I'm talking about. I'm very much hoping you don't know what I'm talking about, but unfortunately you probably do. Where you can almost physically feel as if your legs are hollow, as if your muscles have nothing in them. So it means there's been a lot of missing out on food or eating food that I can literally take out of a packet, so like a bag of crisps for now, because I can't even so much as put freezer food in the oven, which sounds ridiculous. So I'm starting at an all-time low at the moment. I'm also very much planning on cutting my hair short again. This time I'm probably going to go shorter than I have it now. I did, when I had it cut for Princess Trust, I literally cut it so it was like here, so it was in like a very, very short bob here, which actually was really pretty. It was really pretty, don't get me wrong. But as I say, I'd rather be cutting it because I think, oh, I fancy that haircut, than cutting it because I don't have the energy to wash it. It's a joke. People don't realise how much ME steals from you. They really don't. People just think, oh, you just get tired, do you? You just get tired. Yeah, okay. No, you don't just get tired. It steals so much more. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to put that in an entirely separate video. Maybe when I've got more energy. If I've got more energy. Fingers crossed. Please give me more energy. Then I will explain my ME journey. Okay. Right, here we are. The day before I start my D-Ribose journey.